Oh God, who are you? Well, I suppose at the moment I'm a mother, I'm a lawyer, I'm a multitasker, I'm a wife, probably should add that. I'm probably a daughter, but not as much as I ought to be. A friend, not as much as I ought to be. Oh, and I'm a woman, obviously. That's probably something else. Where are you from? Well, I'm from the northeast of England originally, that's where I was born, but I'm sort of a little bit placeless in the sense that we moved around a lot when I was a child. But I've always felt very much like a Geordie, as they are known, from the northeast of England. But I lived abroad. I live in London now, but I don't really feel like a Londoner, even though it's the longest I've lived in any one place. So, yeah, that's probably where I am from. I'm just going to stick to geography on that one, otherwise I'm off my Lord. What is the opposite of you? What's the opposite of me? I really dislike people who are very not selfish, because I think being selfish is actually not always such a bad thing, but people who are very focused on themselves. So I always strive to be someone who isn't totally focused on themselves. So I'd like to think that, yeah, someone who's very egocentric is the opposite of me. Lazy people are the opposite of me, I hope. People who aren't generous of spirit are the opposite of me, I hope. Yeah, people who waste opportunities are hopefully the opposite of me. Yeah, people who aren't sort of grateful for what they've got and don't seize opportunities and recognise particularly, you know, when you have opportunities, like living where we live in London's amazing, and you know, having an education and access to information and arts and clothes and drink and food is all amazing. I think when people let days go by and don't really recognise that it's brilliant is hopefully the opposite of me. Are you happy? Yes, I don't even hesitate in answering that. Next. What does happiness mean? I think happiness just means, well, I suppose for me, happiness is contentedness. Like, I don't particularly enjoy the feeling of being really happy, excited, because that's sort of transient, and I much prefer that feeling of just calm, control, being content. Yeah, and just feeling that I'm doing what I want to do within the bounds of, when you're able to do what you want to do within sort of reasonable boundaries. Oh, and what is now most important to you? I would say balance is the most important thing to me at the moment, because I've got a lot of things that mean a lot to me at the moment in life, like kids, which it's very contrived, but the reality is they become the centre of your world, the little bastards, and they mean that you're not, you know, they are the most important thing. But equally, I think trying to maintain a sense of self and having your own space and being a little bit selfish and just being, no, I need this space, I need this time, and this is for me, and I'm a better person because of it, is really important. And I think it's absolutely devastating if you lose sight of that in life, generally. Are you where you want to be? God, I'm going to sound really smug. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just feel very, you know, I'm starting a sort of effectively kind of a bit of a new career. I work with people who are a really good laugh, but they're very inspiring and kind of good at what you do. I feel like I'm surrounded by people that I'm learning from every day, and that's really, and it kind of actually in that I include my husband and my kids, and you know, and just sort of feel like I'm on the right track, I'm heading in the right direction, I'm going at the right pace, I'm, you know, not being pulled in too many different directions, and yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm where I want to be. I don't want to be rich, I don't need to be any richer, wouldn't mind a big house in the country, but you know what? An early night and a good book and a nice glass of red wine, it's hard to sort of beat that in my life at the moment, so yeah. What have you learned about yourself today? I've learned that I can be nicer than I thought I could in a business way, so that was quite good. I've written a quite friendly email when actually my first instinct was to go all hell for leather and be aggressive about it, so that was nice. What have I learned about myself today? That I need to see my friends more than I do. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else. That's it. Monogamy or polygamy? I don't put as much value on monogamy as perhaps other people do. I am monogamous and faithful, but also I kind of believe that you sort of should do what you want to do. And, you know, for example, being married and everything. I wouldn't have an affair because I've chosen well. You know, and I'm kind of in like quite a good scenario, but I just don't. I think if you want to go out and you want to sleep with lots of people and you want to be in love with lots of people, then go and do it. But don't lie about it. So I can't really answer that. For me, I am monogamous, but that's not a principle for me, I suppose, is the point. How do you deal with fear and this terrible feeling of anxiety that continuously grows inside? God. Go back to the question of what have I learned about myself today, that apparently there's a terrible feeling of anxiety that continuously grows inside. How do you deal with fear and this terrible feeling? I don't really identify with that. Do you ever dream of running away? Yes. How do you imagine your escape? I think if I ever did it, I'd have to be very dramatic about it. Kind of leave in the middle of the night and just say I'm going for just a month. Don't ask me where. Yeah, I like the idea of being a stranger, and I find very little opportunity in my life presently to be a stranger. So just kind of go off and be me, but just not have to cart round the baggage. It's not unpleasant baggage, but it's the baggage that everybody has a little bit. So that's sort of how I imagine it, I suppose. On my list of things to do. Do you have new dreams? not sure if I have dreams so much as it might be total semantics. I'm not sure I have dreams so much as aspirations. Like, I think dreaming, if you're dreaming of something, then it's sort of almost a little bit of a kind of pointless exercise, because, and again, this is probably semantics. But for me, the concept of a dream is something that you're not going to be able to achieve, whereas I think aspirations is a much more more useful concept, because it is something that you can do and you can get on with it. You might not ever get there, but it's achievable. So, do I have new aspirations? Because otherwise I can't really, because I don't really do dreams particularly. Not new ones. I would like to, career-wise, I'd like to feel like I had left a bit of a legacy, but that makes it sound a bit sort of more grand. But yeah, I'd like to sort of be able to sort of at the end of my professional career look back and see something very tangible that I had achieved, and whether that was, you know, assisting in the building of an artist's career or whatever it was, that kind of thing. Are you an adult? Legally, I am, I suppose. Well, no, I am. But I don't always feel like one. Like the concept of being 38. I don't feel any different to when I was 16, and I don't feel particularly more responsible. In fact, I did something very irresponsible recently, which I will not tell you about because lest I be arrested. What is love to you? Again, how to answer this? I think that sort of extreme of emotion of love is not something that I've always been like particularly susceptible to. So, what is love? God, it's hard to think what to say without just being a bit sort of corny. I'm not sure I really know, because I think it's different for everybody. And I look at relationships where, you know, it's love, or people would say that they loved each other, and not necessarily recognise that as my concept of love. And I think love differs from person to person, and that's not a bad thing. And I think it's just sort of wanting to be with someone more than 50% of the time, and sort of not seeing an end to your feeling of quite liking them, thinking they're alright. I saw a good quote recently that really kind of sums up my relationship, which was, relationships are just two people asking each other what they want to eat until one of them dies. That's kind of that's my love relationship. Basically. Top or bottom? Bottom. Always. But I wasn't, yeah. Well, it's the reason, if you were filming the top of me, I wouldn't have been so keen. The biggest lesson you've learnt so far: keep your mouth shut. Which I may not be demonstrating particularly well today with my verbal diarrhoea, but yeah, keep your mouth shut. Do you ever ask yourself the question of the meaning of life, and did you find an answer? Yeah, actually I was talking about this quite recently at work, with this lovely guy that I work with who's hyper intelligent, but is very much a cup half full person, and is struggling very deeply with this sort of issue at the moment, and I wasn't able to suggest much except that I think ultimately it's a game, and you play and you enjoy yourself, and you're good and you are useful, and that's it. And I think if you try and search for meaning beyond that, it's a recipe for misery, I'm afraid. But that's a positive thing. What's next? What is next? More of the same. God willing.